Today we're checking out this CVF Street Intercooler in black for the 2015 to 2023 Mustang EcoBoost. If you're looking to control those high intake temperatures and sharpen your response, then this intercooler is definitely worth checking out. The major feature here is going to be reducing charge air temperatures by a large margin of 40 plus degrees. This means your engine holds its boost longer, resists heat soak better, and maintains stronger performance when traffic, hills, or hot weather would normally slow you down. Designed to improve your engine cooling and flow, this intercooler features high flow cast-in tanks for better airflow compared to most welded aluminum alternatives and stock parts. It's double the size of the stock core and supports up to 550 horsepower. The unit is designed to drop right in without making any major mods, so it keeps the install relatively easy, and if you stick with me, we'll show you that install just here in a minute. So when it comes to the construction, you're looking at high flow cast-in tanks paired with TIG welded bar and plate core made of premium aluminum, which keeps things rigid, efficient, and reliable as boost and heat increase. The core size is over double the stock unit, which is worth mentioning a second time. That's gonna give you a far greater thermal capacity and airflow margin compared to the stock. The finish is a nice matte black, the fitment is direct, and the build is clearly focused on performance. Now, as far as pricing goes on this one, it's coming in right around that upper $300 price range. Considering the performance gains, the direct fitment, and the high quality materials, this is a solid value in my opinion. When it comes to the install on this one, it's gonna get rated a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You can get this job done in about 1 hour of your time or less. Now, let's head on out to the shop and we'll give you a detailed walkthrough of exactly how this install process goes.
In this install, you need a ratchet, a 10, an 8, a 6, and a 7 millimeter socket, a 5.5 millimeter socket, a T25 Torx socket, a 5 millimeter Allen head socket, a swivel socket extension, a socket extension, and a trim clip removal tool. Today we're going to be installing an intercooler on our Mustang. But before we get into that, let's watch a quick video of how to uninstall the front bumper.
So to get started, we're going to pop off our radiator cover first. There are 8 push pins that we're going to remove now with our panel removal tool. With our 8 clips removed, we can now remove the radiator cover right now. Now before we get the car in the air, we're gonna knock out these 8 millimeter bolts here, securing the top portion of the bumper to the frame. With the 8 mils out of the way, there are 2 5.5 millimeter screws right here on either side, so we'll move those next. Now we need to remove the air dam here from the lower portion of the front bumper or front fascia. To do so, there are a number of 7 millimeter screws and a couple of push pin fasteners as well, so we're going to remove those next. Now before we can totally drop our air dam, there are 2 more push pin fasteners here in the fender area that we have to remove next. And with that final clip out, the air dam splash shield here should slide on out. All right, guys, we're just about to the point of pulling off the front bumper cover, but before we do, we still have a few more push pins to release here, and there is another 7mm screw back behind the liner itself. So let's start off by removing these push pins. With those push pins removed, now we can kind of gently pry back on your inner fender liner here and expose this 10mm nut. Now you're going to need to remove that in order to remove the bumper itself. Our bumper's been off a few times, so somebody loosened the nut for me already. All right, guys, since this is a 2018, they did change the bumper style a little bit here. There is a second 10mm nut up there that we still need to remove. If you have a 15 through 17 car, then you'll only find 1 screw here or nut in the place. So remove the second 10mm now. At this point, our bumper cover is essentially ready to come off, but before you just go yanking it off, you do have to keep in mind there are a few things plugged in, some lighting and sensors. So what you want to do is carefully just kind of unseat the bumper from the bumper support, and at that point, either support it with your legs, grab a buddy, whatever, and then at that time, we're going to go ahead and show you where you need to unplug. So go ahead and release the bumper. Get it off the clips. And here's where we need to grab our wire stuff. Okay, depending on your year range, you might have a few more plugs to unplug. In our case, we just have this top one here for the fog light and turn signal. And repeat that process on the other side. With those plugs removed, we can now safely set aside the bumper, being careful not to scratch it.
Welcome back. Now that we've successfully uninstalled the bumper, it's time to start uninstalling more things so we can uninstall the intercooler. First, we're going to start removing this whole shutter system, but the first step to do that, you want to unclip this temperature sensor. Set that wire aside. Next, we're going to be removing these 2 bolts up here and these 2 bolts down here. We're going to be using an 8mm socket, a socket extension, and a ratchet. Now we're going to be removing these 2 clips up here with a trim clip removal tool. Once you've done that, you're going to see that you can pull this back, but you can't completely pull it off. That's because there's a shutter arm here, and there are 2 bolts right here that we have to remove. To remove them, you're going to need a 5.5mm socket and a ratchet. Now that we've done that, we need to remove this connector right here. Pull it off. Push to the side, then we can take off this piece right here. Next, we're going to take a 10mm socket and a ratchet. We're going to remove these two bolts right here and these two bolts right here. Then you do not want to take these off. I mean, you can, you don't really need to. Only reason why we loosen these is so we have a little bit more play when we're pulling out that intercooler. And then we're going to start removing our pipes for the charge cooler, the intercooler. You're going to take a 7mm socket and a ratchet, loosen this hose clamp right here. You want to pop it off. Unclip it a little bit just to pull it. Then you want to do the same thing on the other side. Our next step is to remove this crossbar right here. So to do so, you have 4 bolts, 2 on each side. We're going to be using an 8mm socket and a ratchet. Next, we want to disconnect this connector right here. After you've done that, you're going to take a 10mm socket and a ratchet and remove this bolt right here. With all of that done, now we can finally remove our intercooler. So to do this, you're going to pull back on this little clip right here. Lift up on both sides. Next, you want to transfer the sensor from the old intercooler to the new one. So to take off the sensor from the old intercooler, you're going to need a T25 Torx bit and a ratchet. Just like that. Then you're going to take your sensor from your old intercooler, place it into the new one. Might be a little bit of a snug fit. Then you're going to be supplied with an Allen bolt that looks like that. You're going to screw it in, and to tighten it down, we're going to use a 5mm Allen socket and a ratchet. Would help if you had it on the tightening setting. There you go. Just like that. After that, you want to place this on the car. You can just kind of wedge it in there. Next, you're going to install your bracket for the driver's side first. And how you know that it's the driver's side is you're going to see one bolt hole. You're going to slide it in like this. Then you're going to take your supplied hardware. We're just going to, actually, you know what? Let's install the bracket on the other side, then we can install our hardware. Then after that, you want to connect your charge pipe tubes to the intercooler. So you want to do that for both sides. Like that. Then you're going to want to put on your bracket for this side, which is the one with 2 holes. Push it back just a little bit and get it lined up. We're going to be reusing the same 10mm bolt that we took off. We're going to put that on. Then you want to use the supplied bolt to mount the intercooler to the bracket. Just to help me out a little bit with lining it up, I put it in the other side. So then you could do it with this side, and vice versa, if it wants to cooperate. And then, like I mentioned, you install the other bolt on the other side just to give you some help, but you're going to want to install it on the other side regardless. Then we're going to tighten down this bolt and this bolt. This bolt, we're going to use a 5mm Allen socket, which you're going to use on the other side as well. And then this one is going to be a 10mm socket. Both are going to be attached to a ratchet. And tighten down the other one on the other side. After that, we're going to clip in our sensor. Then we're going to tighten down our hose clamps for both sides. So for this, you're going to need a 7mm socket, a swivel socket extension, and a ratchet. And after you tighten it down on this side, you're going to repeat the same process on the other side. Then we're going to place on this bracket, like so. We're going to tighten it down with an 8mm socket and a ratchet. We got 4 bolts, 2 on each side. Then we're going to put our radiator mount bolts back in. So to tighten these down, we're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Then you want to put your shutter system contraption thing back in, like that. And then before we tighten everything down, we just want to make sure we get this plugged in, this sensor. Now you want to put in your lever. So you're going to take your 5.5mm bolts. We're going to screw them back in, then take a 5.5mm socket and a ratchet and tighten them down. Then you want to put in your clips up top. Now we're going to put our 4 bolts back in. So 2 here, 2 down there. We're going to be using an 8mm socket and a ratchet. And then the last thing we want to do before we put the bumper back on is plug in this ambient air temperature sensor. Now that we have that done, it's time to put on the bumper. So we're gonna place it up here like this. We just want it hanging. Reason being, we have to hook up our fog lights. So they just clip in right there on both sides. And after that, we can lift it up all the way to here. And guide it into place. So you're gonna wanna lift up on either side. You wanna make sure it clears those mounting tabs. And then you're gonna push up to guide those dowels and those studs. That side, do the same for this one. Next, we're going to reattach these two nuts. You want to tighten them down with a 10mm socket, swivel extension, and a ratchet. Also a normal extension. After you've done that, repeat the same steps on the other side. After that, we're gonna put in our 6 screws up here. To tighten them down, we're gonna be using an 8mm socket and a ratchet. Next, we're going to take our very small screws. There's going to be 2 of them, one here, one on the other side. We're going to tighten it down with a 5.5mm socket and a ratchet. After you've tightened this one down, repeat the same process on the other side. Now it's time to put on our plastic shield. Place it on up here. Then we're going to put in all of our push clips. Then we're going to put in our push clip right here. Then you also have one right here where my finger is. We're missing it on this side. So you want to put yours in. I won't be able to show that on screen. After you're done with this side, repeat the same process on the other side. Now it's time to put on all of our various clips and screws. All the screws are going to be 8mm screws. All the clips are going to be push clips. Alrighty, that about wraps up this review and install of the CVF Street Intercooler in black for a 2015 to 2023 Mustang EcoBoost. Thank you for watching, and remember, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.